Have you ever heard of a phenomenon where sound passing through water can actually create light? Not metaphorically, literally. Scientists call it sonoluminescence. Imagine this. A powerful sound wave moves through water, and tiny microscopic bubbles form. Then, in a flash so brief it's almost beyond comprehension, those bubbles collapse inward and light is born. A burst of radiant light from sound moving through water. The first time I heard about this, something inside of me lit up. Because thousands of years before modern physics gave us language like sonoluminescence, the opening words of Genesis already encoded this pattern. In the beginning, not of time, but of pattern, of principle, of the blueprint by which reality unfolds. Genesis says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Right here, hidden in plain sight, is a creative sequence. 1. A watery deep, formless, receptive. 2. Movement or vibration over that water. 3, a spoken word. And 4, and then light bursts forth. Let's slow down and unpack this. Genesis 1:2 describes the deep. In Hebrew, tehom, the primal watery abyss. A vast, undifferentiated potential. Not a literal ocean, but the cosmic substrate. The raw material of creation. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. The Hebrew verb here is rakaf. It means to flutter, to vibrate, to hover dynamically. It's not passive, it's a vibration, a stirring. The divine breath, the infinite consciousness, begins to vibrate the primordial waters. Then comes the word, and God said. This is the logos, the creative utterance. And immediately, let there be light, and light emerges. Modern physics gave us the poetic image of sound waves moving through water, causing bubbles to collapse and emit light. Genesis gave us the poetic image of spirit vibrating water, speaking the word, and light coming forth. 2 different languages, but one universal pattern. Nikola Tesla famously said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's exactly what Genesis 1 is describing in ancient symbolic language. Vibration, frequency, and the spoken word interacting with a receptive medium to produce light. Let's talk briefly about the science. Sonoluminescence happens when high-frequency sound waves are focused into water. These sound waves create areas of compression and rarefaction, forming tiny bubbles. When those bubbles implode, the energy focuses inward, and temperatures can briefly reach thousands of degrees Kelvin, hotter than the surface of the sun. For a billionth of a second, light bursts out. Scientists still don't fully understand all the mechanisms, but the effect is undeniable. Sound through water creates light. Now think about this. The Genesis account says the Spirit vibrated over water, then sound, the word, was released, and light came forth. Ancient mystics weren't describing laboratory experiments. They were encoding universal creative mechanics. Light, in metaphysical terms, represents awareness, manifestation, the visible world. It's the first thing that emerges out of the invisible. Spirit moves, word speaks, light appears. John 1 mirrors this pattern. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Word, life, light. The sequence is exact. Neville Goddard said, "The world is a manifestation of your inner speech. The whole vast world is nothing more than the outpicturing of what you have spoken within yourself." This is metaphysical Genesis. The inner waters of your subconscious are stirred by your spirit, your state of consciousness, then shaped by the word you speak, and light, or your experienced reality, takes form. Water throughout scripture and mystic traditions often symbolizes the subconscious mind, deep, fluid, receptive, and formless until shaped. Spirit represents the infinite creative intelligence that moves, vibrates, animates. The word is the focusing agent, the frequency tuner, the directive vibration. Light is the manifested outcome, the visible reflection of inner creative activity. So when Genesis says the Spirit moved upon the waters, it's describing vibration stirring the subconscious substrate. When it says, "and God said," it's describing the focusing of that vibration into a coherent word. And when it says, "let there be light," it's describing manifestation, consciousness taking visible form. Rumi wrote, "Raise your words, not voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder." In other words, it's not about loudness. It's about the quality and coherence of the vibration you're impressing upon the waters of your own subconscious. Thunder without coherence just shakes the surface, but a single coherent word aligned with spirit can light up worlds. This is the hidden code in Genesis. It's not just a story of a long ago event. It's a revelation of how creation happens continuously. Creation isn't a single event in the past. It's an ongoing process happening through you right now in every moment. You are spirit. You have access to the waters, your own deep subconscious, and the collective field. You speak the word not just with your mouth, but with your beliefs, your inner conversations, your felt assumptions, and light, experience, manifestation, reality responds. Tesla's insight about vibration wasn't theoretical. He understood that all material reality is fundamentally vibrational. Genesis encoded that in symbolic language. Modern science observes it through sonoluminescence. Mystics experience through inner stillness and word. It's all one pattern. The universal pattern isn't limited to the Hebrew Scriptures. It actually shows up across cultures, times, and languages because truth, when it's real, echoes through everything. In Hindu cosmology, creation begins with sound. The sacred syllable Om or Om is considered the primordial vibration from which the entire universe emerges. Before there was form, there was sound. Before there was light, there was vibration. The Vedic texts speak of a cosmic ocean, a vast expanse of waters, and from that ocean rises the sound Om, which sets creation in motion. Doesn't that sound familiar? A deep, receptive, watery field, sound vibrating through it, light and form unfolding. Now the Egyptians had Nun, the primordial waters of chaos, and over these waters the god Thoth speaks creation into being. His words shape reality. Thoth isn't swinging hammers or sculpting clay, he's speaking. Sound as the tool of creation. The Gospel of John uses the Greek concept of logos. Logos isn't just a word like a string of syllables, it's the organizing principle, the divine rational pattern, the creative vibration that brings order to chaos. In the beginning was the Logos. In other words, in the beginning was the creative vibration, the divine thought word, resonating through the waters of infinite potential. Mystics throughout history have intuited this. Meister Eckhart said, God is creating the entire universe fully and totally in this present now. Everything God created 6,000 years ago or even earlier, God creates now all at once. In other words, creation is ongoing. This isn't about a past event, it's about the present pattern. Spirit vibrates, word speaks, light appears over and over again. This pattern applies not only to cosmic creation, but to personal creation, your life, your reality, your destiny. You are made in the image and likeness of the divine creative pattern. That means the same sequence, spirit, vibration, word, light, operates through you. Let's bring this down from the cosmic to the personal. Your subconscious mind is like that primordial water. It doesn't argue, it doesn't judge, it receives impressions. It responds to the dominant vibrations impressed upon it. Your spirit, your inner state of being, hovers over these waters through your feelings, your moods, your energy, and your word, your spoken declarations, your inner conversations. The meanings you assign focuses that vibration into a directive force. What happens then? Light appears. Circumstances align. Opportunities arise. People show up. Your lived experience begins to reflect the vibration you impressed upon the waters. This is why careless words, repeated inner complaints, and unexamined beliefs matter. They are vibrational seeds. Jesus said clearly, by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. He wasn't talking about legal judgment. He was revealing a creative law. The word you send into your waters determines the light that shows up in your world. Neville Goddard taught, change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Why? Because changing your self-concept is like changing the vibration hovering over your waters. The words you speak about yourself determines the light you walk in. This is why declarations, affirmations, and spoken commands are so powerful when done consciously. They're not empty positive thinking, they're vibrational acts. They're Genesis in motion. You are saying, let there be light, and the subconscious waters respond. Think about how this creative law operates in both directions. When you speak words of fear, lack, or defeat, those are sound waves too. They impress the waters, and light, experience, reflects accordingly. But when you align your inner state with your divine identity, when spirit moves in harmony with truth, and when you speak words of authority, alignment, and vision, you set in motion the same creative pattern that flung galaxies into being. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "Your word is your wand. The words you speak create your own destiny." This isn't metaphorical poetry, it's metaphysical accuracy. Your word is the vibrational instrument by which you shape the waters of your own life. And this is where practice meets power. Every day, whether consciously or unconsciously, you are hovering over your waters. You are vibrating with certain moods, energies, and assumptions. You are speaking words internally and externally that give those vibrations direction. And you are living inside the light, the manifest reality that those words have called forth. So the question becomes, are you doing it consciously, or are you letting old programming, societal noise, and unexamined beliefs do the creating for you? This is why spiritual teachers throughout the ages have emphasized stillness, awareness, and intentional speech. Because when spirit is aligned, when the waters are calm and receptive, and when the word is spoken with authority and coherence, light appears quickly, beautifully, powerfully. Now, imagine this is not just on a personal level, but collectively. Imagine groups of people aligning their spirit, speaking coherent words of harmony, vision, and truth into the waters of the collective subconscious. What kind of light could appear in our world if we stopped reacting to the reflection and started consciously shaping the vibration? This is what Jesus meant when he said, "The kingdom of heaven is within you." The kingdom isn't waiting to descend from the clouds. It's waiting to be spoken into being through aligned spirit, word, and intention. Heaven is alignment. It's the vibrational state in which the creative pattern flows unhindered. And this brings us full circle. Sound through water creates light. Whether it's in a physics lab through sonoluminescence, in the opening verses of Genesis, in the cosmic syllable Om, or in the quiet declarations of your heart, the pattern is the same. The blueprint is universal. Spirit hovers, sound moves, word focuses, light appears. Tesla uncovered it in energy, frequency, and vibration. Mystics experienced it in contemplation and command. Scripture encoded it in a poetic revelation, and you are living it right now. The universe is not responding to your wishes. It's responding to your vibration. The waters aren't impressed by begging. They're impressed by coherent word. The light doesn't argue, it reflects. So the invitation is simple, but it's profound. Align your inner state. Become conscious of the waters you're vibrating over. Speak the word from your divine identity and watch as light appears, not as magic, but as law, not as superstition, but as the hidden creative code of existence. You are not a passive spectator in this universe. You are a participant in the divine pattern. The same creative sequence that ignited stars operates through your consciousness every single day. When sound moves through water, light appears. When spirit moves through word, reality responds. This is the hidden code in Genesis, and it's been waiting for humanity to awaken to it, not just as a story to be believed, but as a power to be lived. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.